Hi! It's that time of year to catch up on all the books that are being turned into films and TV shows. I try and do this 2 times a year just in case you'd like to read along or just know what's going on. And the second time is always the hardest because all the news outlets and websites make all their lists at the beginning of the year and they usually don't update them, but so much changes and I didn't realize this before I started recording these kinds of videos. Film release dates change all the time. They get pushed to the next year all the time. So usually by the end of the year, those lists don't really work anymore. And also new stuff will have just come along. So hence the halfway through the year update. And to prove this, I like to do a quick shout out at the beginning for things that I basically didn't mention in the first one. Maybe because I didn't know about them or because no one knew about them. Things that came out that I actually haven't watched yet. Good Omens. I've seen all the fan art. I've seen all the fan edits. I've seen people talk about it online. I don't know that much about it. So the book is co-written by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. And the general setup of it seems to be that an angel and a demon form an unlikely duo on the road. The next one, a release I entirely missed, was Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle, which if you look it up now, you can basically just rent it online. I don't think it's on any of the streaming services for free, but this is a book that I really, really enjoyed. I lost my copy of The Haunting of Hill House. I don't know how that was possible. Dark, a little bit funny, a little bit twisted book, quite unexpected. I really liked the tone of it. I've watched the trailer for the film and I'm not entirely sure about the tone of that, but I will be watching it and I will report back. The general story is about 2 sisters who live in a house with their uncle and the whole town doesn't really like them. They stick to themselves. Then family, I think it's distant relatives, come to visit. And what's happened is basically that the rest of the family that lived with them in that house died. And the question is, how did this happen? Whose fault was it? Etc. Then there's one that just came out in the UK, literally this week. And it's been out in the US for a little bit, I think. I haven't heard that much about it, which has surprised me a little bit. And it's The Sun Is Also a Star, based on the book by Nicola Yoon. The book I quite enjoyed. It's not the thing I usually read. It's a bit more rom-com-y for my taste, although I love watching a rom-com. I don't really read much of romantic comedy contemporary stuff. But what I really liked about the book is that it kind of has these dictionary definitions and little scenes from the perspective of the people that the main characters meet, and it has all these nice extra bits. It talks about prejudice and racism in a really interesting way, and yeah, I quite enjoyed it. The film from the trailer looked maybe a little bit too cheesy for me. It's about 2 characters who basically bump into each other and answer that questionnaire, all those questions that you can use to fall in love with someone. One's a hopeless romantic, the other one is very serious, very logical. So if you've seen this film, I would love to know what you thought. Then there is Where'd You Go, Bernadette, which has a stellar cast. The trailer's out. I think it's out in the US according to IMDb, and I have not really heard anything about it here. On IMDb, there is no UK release date, so I have no idea what's going on. A lot of my friends have read it and really enjoyed it. I'll link the trailer down below if you want to see a bit more. It's about a family where the mom all of a sudden, I'm guessing this is Bernadette, disappears. Seems like she had the perfect life, and then the family try and figure out where she's gone. I should have mentioned this one with the ones that have already happened. And it is Handmaid's Tale. Always just whip out this copy. Season 3. So I think I watched a few of the first episodes of season 3 when they were available online, and now I've missed a few of the episodes. They're not available anymore, but the last 6 are. So I think I might just dive in because I'm a little bit impatient and watch that because I really want to have seen it before The Testaments comes out, although it's not related. So The Testaments is the new book kind of sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. I'm re-listening to The Handmaid's Tale as an audiobook read by Elizabeth Moss. I was sent a free copy of that. So I'm just, I'm feeling Handmaid's Tale vibes again. So I'm gonna get back into it. I think there's quite a few people that kind of stopped watching after season 1 or season 2. So I figured I'd give you a heads up that season 3 is here. Then there's a book that I have the audiobook of because I got that ages ago. I never really got into it. I listened maybe to half an hour, but the film coming out might be a good push in that direction. Let me read you some of the cast. Jeffrey Wright, who was in The Hunger Games, Nicole Kidman, Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, and Ansel Elgort. And it's about a young boy who is in a museum in New York when a bomb goes off there. And again, I haven't read the book, I've only seen the trailer. It seems to be going back and forth between when he was young and his situation now, questions being asked about what really happened around that time. And it seems like it would be a really beautiful film, so I'm very excited for that one. And that seems to be out in September in both the US and the UK. It seemed for a while like it was gonna be out way later in the UK, but I think we're at the same time now. And finally, there is one that everyone is talking about on Twitter right now because the trailer just got released. It's Little Women. The adaptation is coming out on Christmas Day or on Boxing Day. I think it's different in the US and the UK. And this is a book about 4 sisters. Pretty sure I read my mom's Dutch version of this when I was way too young and I barely remember anything. But I got myself this beautiful like fake embroidered version that I've held on to, but haven't read yet. So again, this might be the time. The cast is amazing, including my personal favorite, Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, and a variety of other amazing actors. I'm gonna see if I need to book some early tickets to the cinema on like Boxing Day or something like that. Then I quickly wanted to end with some books that are still mystery, book to film adaptations that dates have moved, we don't know what's going on. Quick update. So the TV series for Mallory Blackman's Noughts and Crosses has finished filming. That's all we know for now, I think. All the Bright Places had a release date for 2019. IMDb knows nothing. The Chaos Walking film, which I've been calling The Knife of Never Letting Go, but I think it's called Chaos Walking now, has been pushed to 2020. It was supposed to come out March 2019. I'm very excited about it. Again, a great cast, including Tom Holland. Don't know what's happening with that. And then this one should be coming out this year. The teaser trailer, or is it the full trailer for it, was released. Philip Pullman, his Dark Materials, I think it's a BBC TV show with, again, one of my favorites, Ruth Wilson. I don't know why I still have this book. I've tried to read it several times. I don't know if it's for me, but I would be very, very interested in the TV series. All right, so that is a quick update for me. I'll put links to all the books I mentioned, all the trailers. Like, it's really nice to just sit down and just watch a bunch of those in the description. Let me know if you've read any of them, seen any of them, or looking forward to any of them. And if you have any tips for upcoming stuff for next year, for the next video, you can leave them down below as well. Thanks so much for watching. Doei!